Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm going to introduce you to a fabulous woman, Julie Cole. Not only is she the co-founder of Mabel's Labels, she has 5 children, including a 7-month-old.
Why can't people get over that? That's always a conversation stopper.
How do you do all this? So you are definitely the go-to for all things summer camp.
Yes, absolutely. And summer camp season is around the corner, and everyone's getting excited. We're getting calls at Mabel's Labels from camp directors who want to get in on our label program, from parents who are just dying to get their labels to get ready for camp. And let's face it, the kids are just counting down to the end of school and the beginning of summer camp.
And looking forward to it for sure. Now, this is neat. You've labeled this cup right here, and it's not only important for equipment and stuff so they know what's theirs so they don't lose it, but this alerts them to any allergies that they may have.
You know, when a parent is sending their child off to camp, you know, it's kind of a nervous experience, especially the first time. But think about that experience for the parent of a child, say, with special needs or deadly allergies. So we make sure that you know, parents can have access to allergy labels, and also labels to label their special equipment. For instance, if the child has a puffer, an EpiPen, glucometer. So all those medical supplies can also be labeled.
What a great idea. You've also got some amazing advice on what we should be packing for kids when they're off to summer camp. What to include and what to avoid.
Well, sure. First off, you might want to ask your camp if they have a list, because they might have a specialized list. Otherwise, go to our website. On our website, we've got tips for packing for camp, and we've got an actual checklist. Now, obviously, you want to bring the usual stuff. We've got some clothes there. Again, you would refer to a list for, you know, how many t-shirts, how many pairs of pants, that sort of thing. You also have to bring your toiletries. Again, those can be labeled, and you want to bring any medical supplies, of course. We say not to bring expensive gear, but try and tell your 14-year-old not to bring their iPod. And if you ask any camp director at the end of the summer, there are several iPods hanging around. So even if they are going to bring that expensive stuff, just make sure you get it labeled so you get it back at the end of the summer.
And I love that you say don't spend a bundle on new clothing, because they're just going to run around the mud and dirty it up.
That's right, and that's absolutely true. But you have to remember, some of these kids go to specialized camps, hockey camp, equestrian camp. Expensive gear is required. So here we've got some sports equipment labeled so that, you know, when your kid's at hockey camp and they get off the hockey rink and they throw all their stuff in the field, everything looks the same, everything's drying out, but you don't want to be losing your kids' expensive gear.
Okay, now let's get to the emotional aspect of it all. I love that you say, parents, if you write postcards with multiple choice questions and you have the stamp already there to go so that they don't have to do anything but send it out.
That's right.
You can ask, like, how is the food? Is it good? Is it poor? Is it... And you can keep in touch that way.
It's a great way to keep in touch. Having everything pre-stamped and pre-addressed, you're more likely to hear from them. Also, if they're dealing with some homesickness, you know, if you send that stuff along, it will help them stay in touch during their stay at camp.
And do you say parents should refrain from calling at the get-go so that there's not that continuous reminder?
You know what? A lot of camps have a policy of no calling for 10 days. But if your child is feeling homesick or you're experiencing some anxiety around that, talk to your child about it. Explain to them that you have confidence in them, because that will boost their confidence. And also talk to the camp staff. Make sure you can set up a nice support system for the camper. And always remember that the camp staff, they're trained in dealing with homesickness. It's the #1 issue. And you know, if you want to send your care packages and your letters frequently, that's fantastic. And another thing, getting back to the packing, if the child has a lovey, if they have a stuffed animal, a pillow, something like that, send that along. Even the big kids like that.
And I love that you say they feed off you. So instead of saying, oh, we're going to miss you, oh, it's a big day, say, you know what, we love you, have a great time. Be positive, because they feed off you.
If they feel you're going to be lonely, then they're worrying about their own loneliness and your loneliness. Don't put that on them.
Great advice, Julie Cole. Thank you so much. For more info, go to mabel.ca. And now we're heading over to Tracy in the newsroom for an update. Thank you so much.